Doing the hangover walk of shame on her way to work was hell all by itself. But being waylaid by 3 shifters in the middle of the street was sucking Bree even further into an I want to curl up and die vortex. Car horns honked, heels clacked on the sidewalk, vehicles whooshed by. Every sound made her want to cry. God, she despised noise right now. And light. And people. And did the guy in front of her really have to talk so loudly? Bree Dwyer sighed as the hyena prattled on, his smile warm and polite as he tried to seem like a good guy. She'd long ago learned that nice and good were 2 different things. There was nothing good about him. He oozed menace, and not in a sexy way. He had a dark, serpent-like look in his eyes that made her think of the very man he claimed to be searching for. The 3 hyenas hadn't stepped into her personal space, lost their relaxed posture, or dropped their amicable smiles even once. Smart. Because they had to be aware that every store on both sides of this street was owned by her alpha, Vinnie Devereaux. Also, most of her pride mates worked in said stores. If the hyenas made a misstep, it would be noticed, and they'd find themselves surrounded, which would be fun for her, but not so much for them. As a rule, people tended to avoid her kind. Palace cat shifters were disagreeable, unpredictable, moody, brash. They were also, pound for pound, one of the strongest breeds of shifter. Although her kind weren't much bigger than a house cat when in their animal form, and had the body of a harmless-looking ball of fur, they possessed an unparalleled ferocity that had been described by some as demonic. Personally, Bree thought that was a little harsh. It wasn't as if they went on killing sprees for fun. They didn't bother you so long as you didn't bother them. But if you pushed their buttons, they'd proceed to attack in a snarling, hissing, unholy display of pure fury, giving zero thought to whether their enemies were bigger, stronger, armed, or accompanied by backup. And what was wrong with that? The chatty hyena sighed. He'd introduced himself as John Jones, but she wasn't buying that was his real name. "You're not listening to me, are you?" he asked, his steel-gray eyes gleaming with mild exasperation.